This is one of the best TVs I've ever seen. This is the new 2022 LG C2 OLED TV. This video is not sponsored. I paid full retail price for this, and I love it. I've been using it for the past 3 months. In this video, we'll go over why you should consider going with OLED. We'll take a look at some movies and games, hear how it sounds, and check out some of the smart features that come with it. But not everything is awesome with OLED. There are some things you should consider, so make sure to stay to the end for that. Like I said, I paid full price for this TV, but at the time of recording, there are some great deals. I'll put links down in the description, so check those out. Now, I'm not gonna go into a lot of spec talk for this. For me, I just want a TV that looks great out of the box with minimal work, and this is definitely one of those TVs. Now, the necessary specs, this one is the 55-inch LG C2 OLED TV. It was released this year. This is a 4K Ultra HD TV with 120 Hz refresh rate for high frame rate video and the latest gaming consoles. Movies look amazing with Dolby Vision and HDR10 support. It is 20% brighter than the previous year's LG C1 TV, which is very popular. Some of the other improvements include a new processor. That processor becomes more important because these keep getting more and more AI features to them that help with graphics and audio. It's not a huge upgrade from last year, so you can still save some money on the C1. I'll put links down in the description. Now, the physical design. This is the lightest TV I've ever owned. It is about 50% lighter than last year's version, and that's because the back of the TV is made up of a carbon fiber. On the stand, it is 32 pounds, which very light. And then off the stand, it's 28 pounds. This TV is so thin. It's actually thinner than my phone. All the components are housed in the thicker part in the back. There on the side, you have the 4 HDMIs. All 4 of those are HDMI 2.1. And what that means is it's capable of 4K up to 120 frames per second. That's important if you're playing one of the latest consoles because they're capable of those higher frame rates. The latest Apple TV can do high frame rates at 4K. We're gonna see more and more devices taking advantage of HDMI 2.1, so it's definitely something you should upgrade for. All the latest consoles are starting to take advantage of it, so future-proof a little. You also have an HDMI labeled eARC on the side that is meant for passing audio through your TV to a receiver or a streaming device. For example, I have my Xbox plugged into an HDMI. Sound goes from my Xbox into the TV, from the TV to my Apple TV, and from the Apple TV to the HomePods that are paired with this. To control the LG C2, it comes with a magic remote. Let's go to the home screen. This is the basic home screen for the TV where you can get to different channels. You can download the different apps. There's a dashboard down there. But what I want to show you is there's a cursor. So you can move around and control things using the cursor, which can be a lot better than having to click through everything. Or you can also use the little click buttons to move around. So you have multiple choices. You can scroll with the scroll wheel. Another option you have is you can download the ThinkQ app, and when you do that, you can control it from your phone like I have set up here. Another option is to use your voice, and we're going to talk about connecting it with Google, Amazon, and Apple in a few minutes. Before we look at some movies and games, let's talk about the difference between LCD and OLED. LCD is liquid crystal display, and the way that works is you have a display that requires backlight to shine through it to be able to see the display. Now, the problem with LCDs is that since there's always light pushing through, in cases where you have black next to something bright, the black will often look washed out. OLED is different in that each individual pixel is illuminated. So pixels actually turn off, where LCD, the pixels change color, but there's always light shining through. So you look at something like this and you can have very bright next to pitch black because those pixels are turned off. It's hard for an LCD to be able to compete with something like this that can light each individual pixel. This TV also has Dolby Vision IQ, and as Dolby's website says, that gives you ultra vivid colors, sharper contrast, and richer details. It's crazy how vibrant this thing is. For movies, this is incredible. I mean, it looks better than a movie theater. This is an HDR movie. The colors are incredible on it. It really is impressive. You look how deep the blacks are are, how bright the colors are. And then you see the lights flashing around in those bursts of brightness. Really impressive for watching a movie. Next is the gaming side. This is a great TV for console gaming and even PC gaming. It supports G-Sync and FreeSync, and it has a 1 millisecond response time, which means that what you see happening on the screen translates almost immediately. When you are playing a game, if you hit your settings, it's going to bring up the game optimizer control panel thing. This tells you how many frames per second. You can pick the mode you want it in, so it optimizes for frames per second. You can also go in and change the game optimizer settings. All those things that you would want to enhance your gameplay, you would set there. Here's a look at an HDR PC game. Right now, the settings are 4K at 120 frames per second. And if I bring up the settings, it'll show me the gameplay settings. And right there, 119. That is really good on a TV. I have a gaming monitor that can do 140, but does not look this great. Take a look at the lighting and the glare there. The detail is incredible. I might have to just play my PC games off of this. For sound, you have stereo speakers, but with the AI processing, it's able to give you a virtual surround sound that sounds pretty good. The only problem is you're not able to fine tune the sound, so the fact that it has not quite enough low end, you're not able to adjust it. This has a lot more low end out of it than I expected. Here's a little test of the sound.
2 stones uptown, 1 stone down. Stay low, keep an eye on the clock.
This TV does support Dolby Atmos, so it can pass sound through to a receiver or streaming device that supports it. Now let's talk about the smart features. This is a smart TV. You do have all your different streaming apps available. Personally, I don't use any of those. I prefer to use an Apple TV or a Fire TV stick. Now with all these different smart options in here, you don't need to get a streaming device unless you want to. Now the LG C2 works with Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa, and it works with Apple's HomeKit. Unfortunately, you can't call up Siri on this, but there is a button to bring up Google Assistant, or you can bring up Alexa. What is the weather like today? Make a request, and then...
It's 90 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun.
And it's actually showing me this over my Apple TV input, so you don't have to leave what you're watching. What is the weather like tomorrow? And that's a request put into Google Assistant.
It'll be sunny with a high of 88.
Now to control your TV using your Echoes, you would download the LG Skill, connect it up under the Alexa app, and then you'd be able to make requests using any of your Echoes. When you're using Google or Alexa, you only have control of on or off. But you can ask LG to switch inputs if you want. What's cool is if you're using Apple's HomeKit is you can pair the TV up and then be able to ask Siri to turn the TV on or off or switch inputs. You can also write those things in Apple automations if you want. The C2 does also support AirPlay, and what that means is if you have an Apple device, you can cast your screen directly to the TV. So if you want to share what you're watching with the family, you can send it from your iPad to the TV, share some photos from your phone to the TV. Let's say you don't use a streaming device like the Apple TV and the app you want isn't available within the TV. You could take your iPhone and just send the video directly from the app to the TV. Like I said in the beginning, not everything is great with this TV or OLED in general. For example, some LCD TVs are still just brighter than OLED TVs. They're getting brighter compared to previous years, but in some cases it may not be bright enough for you. I don't know anybody personally that's run into that issue, but I know it's a possibility. Another thing is there's no anti-glare coating on an OLED TV. And what that means is it's a glossy TV. I actually had to turn this so I didn't have a reflection onto the screen. And you may find, depending where your TV is, that reflections could be an issue for you. Another concern that people have is burn-in. With OLED screens, if you left the same image on repeatedly, it could burn in. You may notice that if you go to some stores that have phones and the brightness has been turned up and it's been playing the same thing over and over, showing the same thing, that image can get burned in. But the technology has progressed to a point that there's tools to help help prevent that from happening. There's the screensavers. Basically, the TV now is protecting itself more so, but that's one of the concerns with OLED. The last thing is, OLED's expensive. You pay $500 to $1,000 more to go with an OLED TV over comparable models. That's the thing you gotta weigh, as there's other options like mini LED that are looking a lot closer to OLED and they can save you some money, or it may not be enough difference for you. This is the best TV I've ever seen. It's just the colors are vibrant. The image pops in a way that I've just never seen before with a TV. What are your thoughts? Do you have an OLED TV? Are you thinking about getting one? Let us know in the comments section. Next, make sure to check out this video over here on the Apple TV tips. There's some great stuff over there that can help you out if you're getting an Apple TV. And if you're not, and you should check it out to see what it can do. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye.